Okay.
Got it. Okay, so welcome. This is the DAO Alliance call hosted by Blu3. This is normally ran by Lana, but we are all doing a team effort today and hosting. So the mission of the DAO Alliance is to support the treehouse of DAOs and getting the tools, resources, coaches, and guidance they need to thrive. We are stronger together, and we look to utilize the power of the group to help us problem solve and create solutions for respective DAO growths. So all DAO members of any DAOs are welcome to these calls. And so this is a mastermind. What I would like to do is to go around, have everyone introduce themselves, share about what they have going on, share a current challenge, and then share a win. Share in a space that you feel like you are winning. I do want to say this call today is only going to be 1 hour. We'll end at 11:30. So just to be mindful of time, I did ask a couple of people just to speak to a couple of things. So we just want to, as everyone is sharing their current challenge, tune in. Maybe there's a someone who's winning in that area, who has succeeded in that area, could share a tool or resource, or then we know as a community is something that we can work on solving together. So this is a mastermind, and I'll just call on each person if everyone's okay with that, or anyone could just speak. So
first, if that's okay.
Okay. Oh, actually, one last thing. If you could also write your current challenge in the chat after, just to ensure that we capture it. Okay. Was that Brittany? You want to go first?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Brittany Thomas. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I am completely new to Web3. Jumping in, I come from the nonprofit sector. I've been an executive and director with a few nonprofits, and then started my own nonprofit 4 years ago around sports and education for underprivileged kids. So I wanted to jump in to Web3 and figure out how I can bring together sports and this new technology to intersect it to help the disadvantaged, unprivileged communities. So that's why I'm here. I want to make sports more accessible, equitable, and more inclusive. So my pain point or challenge is just learning everything in Web3, what DAOs are, and how they can have impact in our society. And my win is finding Blu3. I just so happened to join Twitter and saw Amy with NFT LA, heard her speak, and I was like, she is a champion. And I need to find a group that I feel comfortable with, that I feel like's doing the right thing and supportive of women in a male dominated space. So that's why I'm here today. And I thank you guys for opening this up to everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Who's next?
Ooh, can I share, Brittany? My name is Evelyn. I'm sorry I can't turn on my video. I'm part of JTW as well, but I love your passion. I'm on the same path because I've already developed sports youth initiatives in the Heights for at-risk youth, running a boys basketball, co-ed baseball, girls basketball league. And so we'll love to connect as well. So welcome.
Evelyn, what do you feel like is a challenge for you right now? What do you feel like has been a win recently?
I think for me, a win has been seeing, while some of the members have invited us to attend some of these virtual spaces, and seeing the potential of how to do social emotional learning in those platforms and bringing kids together and addressing mental health is such a potential. I think, again, the challenges as looking into a lot of this information, a lot of the information could be overwhelming, and I find myself having to read it 4 or 5 or 6 times to understand understand it. So just wishing that some of this could be put on the platform in a way that kind of makes sense, but you don't have to continue to read and read and read to understand one passage, you know.
Got it. Thank you for that. Who wants to share next?
I'll go because I have to dip out soon-ish. But hi, everybody. I'm Jess. I would say some wins. I have I'm working for the social token platform for Blu3, and then I also have something called Register One, which is to register rights for creatives worldwide. And a huge win I had this week was getting a tech platform to potentially lend us their initial build out for us to fork for our own database. So we find out this week what level of access we get, which would be really awesome. And then a win for Blu3 is I finally got up my contributor guide milestones for the roadmap for the year. And once it was all on paper, it looked a lot less overwhelming. So I stressed about doing it. Mel kept being like, don't worry, just get it down, don't overthink it. And then once I sat down to write out the roadmap, I was like, okay, yeah, these are all doable things. I would say challenges that cross between both of those are team building, I guess, just figuring out like the right incentives, but also like the right team to help spec out what that will look like, knowing that it's all going to be contributors. So like making sure that people feel like they're, you know, they have access to what they need on the other end, and also knowing that like we're securing funding, so it's not there up front.
Got it. I know you have to leave soon. I think Annalisa, I don't know if you guys have connected or not. She is going to speak later, but just in case you miss it, she's a great person to connect in regard to team building and initiative.
Oh, great. All right. Thanks. Hi, Annalisa.
Hi, Jess. Well, we can connect after. Yeah. I'll go. My name is Annalisa Caballero. I'm the founder of Crypto Mujeres DAO. A challenge we are facing right now is that we got our Twitter account suspended, like permanently banned. They said that we were impersonating someone, and the customer service of Twitter is the worst. So it's impossible to reach out to them. So we were looking for developers that work at Twitter to help us. They have a lot of workload, so they can't help us right now. And we had more than almost like 4,000 followers, organic followers on Twitter that were from women from LATAM. That's like our target audience. I built that audience organically since like for the DAOs a month ago. So it was like really, really a good exposure and a good reach. So we are facing that challenge right now. And a win is that we got 300 women to apply for our free course of Web3 in 5 days, which was amazing. And yeah, that's our win right now.
Awesome. Who would like to share next?
I can go. So I'm Kate. I'm just using Lana's Lana normally hosts these, but yeah, so I am a core contributor for Blu3. I feel like I've been in like I think I have like 20 Telegram chats open because of just like all of the stuff that's going on. I feel like a win for me is how many people are so passionate and like coming together to contribute, even though we don't like Blu3 isn't paying anyone right now. We're being really, well, first of all, we haven't received a lot of the funding, and we want to make sure that we figure out ways to make profit before paying people so that we can be sustainable long term. But just the amount of people that are coming together as a collective and going on the mission is really cool. Something like I need, or it's not the strength, what's the opposite of the strength?
Challenge.
Challenge, there we go. A challenge for me is like having so many things in my head of things to do and thinking that I have to do them all today. So I've been working like I was up until like 1 a.m. reading a Harmony, like trying to figure out a transaction hash last night, and I couldn't go to sleep. So just like letting it go and knowing that everything's gonna be fine is something I need to work on.
Ditto on that. Who would like to share next? Thank you for sharing.
I
Kate.
can go. Hi, everybody.
Hi, JC.
Hi, everybody. This is JC. Well, a challenge that I'm one of the founders of Cryptolingo DAO. If you guys don't know about it, we were born under Blu3's umbrella. Basically, we formed our DAO with Blu3 members, and our mission is to teach Web3 in native languages such as Spanish, Mandarin, and Portuguese, French, and so on. The main challenge that we have right now, well, one of the main challenges that we have right now is to raise funding for the DAO. So for us, that's been like something that we've been looking to overcome, because it's kind of difficult. And of course, the DAO is not profitable itself yet. So for us, it's been a challenge. A win is that we recently, we did a call to people that wanted to contribute to the DAO. And of course, as Blu3, they're not getting paid for it because we don't have money to pay for it. So basically, we received a good response. So we had onboarded a person in French, which was a language we didn't have. We only had Spanish, Portuguese, and Mandarin, and now we have French. And we had another couple of people that, even though they don't speak any other language, they are willing to contribute as much as they can. So for us, it was really nice to see people that were willing to help, even though we weren't paying for it. So saying as Kate, we felt that that was important for us to know that the community was willing to put in, even though like there was no like an exchange of, benefits, if you could say it like that, of monetary things. So for us, that was a win.
Awesome. Thank you, JC. Who is next? I think we have 4 more. Julie, you want to go?
Yes, I could go. I came a little late. Sorry about that. But I gather the question is, what's a win and what's a challenge from what I'm hearing? Once again, so glad to be here in Blu3. I'm Julie. I recently joined Blu3 as a contributor, and I'm really excited to go forward with that. Hi, Mel. Nice to see you. Hi, Lana, Jess. I think we've been communicating in the chat quite a bit, so it's nice to see your faces. My thing is, I'm really excited to be in Blu3 because I'm really wanting to be a champion of women, getting women in Web3 from the African region. And one of my wins, I can say this week or in the last 10 days, was I managed to set up a group, a community, a little DAO. I think I'm going to kind of expand it into a DAO of young Kenyan ladies who are really, really excited and wanting to be introduced into Web3. And I was able to get 1 or 2 of them to be helpful in some way as a contributor to kind of help me navigate and set things up, and knowing how challenging that is without offering, monetary compensation. So I was really, really excited to see the level of passion that these ladies had, and wanting to, and having the understanding about how their lives could change, and wanting to just work towards that and work with me and help the community. So I'm really excited about how that can go, and how, we can sort of ally and kind of lean on Blu3, the big sister, so to speak, in that arena. And a challenge is, of course, wow, where do I start? I think it's just having so much in the brain, having to think of a million things and trying to figure out, how do I have the vision, but how do I execute the vision? And I think someone mentioned team building. How do I get the team, the right people with the right mindset? and knowing how a DAO works, just getting the right people with the right skill set and knowledge to kind of help execute the vision. I guess that's the challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Who would like to go next? Marisol?
Yeah, I can go. Hi, ladies. How are you? I'm Marisol from Mexico. I'm founder of Blue Latam DAO. This also built under the umbrella or Blue DAO. What we're doing here is we want also like more Latin women to get into the ecosystem to learn blockchain, Web3, and also we want to provide them the tools so they can also create a DAO here in Latam. So yeah, we also want to like break with this barrier language. So that's what we're working on right now. We are just started and we have like in 2-3 months just like working on this DAO. One of the challenges, we're like in the same stage as Cryptolingo DAO. Yeah, we're looking for contributors right now. And also, yeah, that's the thing, like we want to be sustainable. So that's how, yeah, we're figuring out how to do that. And yeah, it's not easy yet to get to people to understand, as you mentioned, how a DAO works and everything. So that's one of our challenges. We're facing it right now. And yeah, for the wins, we already have completed some of the milestones of our roadmap for this quarter. So we're very happy. We have been growing our social media, and also we have been hosting tour spaces for people getting to know our DAO, getting to know how a DAO works. Yeah, so that's for me. Thank you.
Awesome. I think we have 3 more. Randy, Angele, Eliza. Maybe they can't speak right now.
I can share. Hi, everyone. I'm Eliza. I'm happy to be here. I really don't know what to expect. Or yeah, I just honestly, I feel a little overwhelmed by not knowing like the process of creating a DAO. I have a community and a project that's somewhat already been successful called Shelter Humanity. We teach girls in Bangladesh and Uganda right now. I'd like to make it worldwide, probably Canada soon, but like a fashion empowerment program for young girls. And we have a high-end fashion designer, like fashion line in connection to that, so that when someone buys some of our products, that money goes towards the girls program or building homes in these quote unquote third world countries. So we want to start a DAO around that, Shelter Humanity, which is pretty cool to like want to shelter the world, you know, and make these changes of the inequality economically around the world. And then I have a women's empowerment group of women from different backgrounds and trying to find unity and diversity for women in performing arts and entrepreneurial endeavors. I'm thinking to do an NFT collection around that and then a DAO. But yeah, I'm looking into the Harmony grants, and I don't know if it's like the way it's written. I'm not into like the dev side of things, and it just seems like it's more of like that kind of communication, but some of the language and things, it's like I'm not used to. I'm more of like a front end person and marketing and stuff, so to kind of read into this stuff and try to go around I guess the guidelines or things, that's a completely new space to me. Again, it's a little overwhelming. So I'm really happy that Blue DAO does these kind of things, and to be a part of the community, it's been amazing and a really wonderful yeah, aspect of this Web3 kind of journey for me is this community particularly. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
I can go next, Melanie.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. Sorry that I was a little late, but I'm so excited that I was able to join. My name is Randy. I am the lead in onboarding for Blue DAO. I also work with Blue Latam and an amazing group of ladies. Super excited to be here with everyone. A challenge is definitely, I think we all share this challenge as we're building our DAOs, is building the contributors and making sure that everyone has, the right intention when they're participating and looking to be on board with contributing. And then having active contributors, right? Because like people say, I want to contribute, and then they're just like lurking in the chat, never reply, never like participate. And you're just like, can I kick this person out or what do I do? No. So more importantly, active contribution, or even just communicating, right? If they're not able to contribute, communicating with the rest of us so we can move along with the agenda. Accomplishments, from the onboarding side, because Marisol already shared the amazing accomplishments with Latam. But from the onboarding side, we're at our final stages of our contributors Notion page, which is a huge win for all of us in Blue, because contributors are going to be able to get a better idea of how they can contribute and what exactly we need as far as contribution with the positions and just the entire infrastructure. And then we're also in the final stages of creating our onboarding form, which is going to be a game changer for us. We had a little beta go out with the onboarding contributor team, and it was so cool to see the graphs of like how the information is, divvied up and just giving you visuals of what our community is all about. So that is something that is coming to Blue soon, the onboarding form. So we can capture more of the information from our community and then tailor whatever events we're planning based on their interest. So really excited about that. And I did drop a line in the main Blue chat that we need contributors. So go check that out.
Thank you, Randy. And our last intro, Angele. Are you on mute?
Yes. Hey, greetings, ladies. My name is Angele. I am a member of the Journey to Wealth Women in Action community, and we are expanding our mission to establish a DAO. I'm very, very excited about it. And so we're literally just beginning. We're putting together our core team. I don't want to say a challenge, but one of the things that's just like, oh my goodness, is that there's so much to do. And we're just like, chunking away at it. And so we're all like very, very excited and energized of developing our DAO. So we we're building our core team. We're getting our, having conversations about our branding. And we completed our white paper. So that's a success. We're excited about that. And yeah, we're growing our community.
What's the name of the DAO?
And the Disruptor DAO, the Disruptor DAO. We have a Twitter page, follow us on Twitter, Disruptor D. And so we're organizing now and growing our community. So this is very exciting.
You want to share the purpose of the DAO?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Melanie. So the purpose of our DAO is to empower Black and Latinx women towards building financial wealth and abundance for our futures and our future generations. And so we have several different focus that we are centering around, one being education, real estate, both in the metaverse and physical world spaces, as well as supporting our business endeavors and also our philanthropy as well. So we're literally conceptualizing right now and building everything out, and looking, doing the core team. So yeah. I think I may have froze there. I don't know. Did you get all of that?
No, we got it all.
Cool. Awesome. So yes, very excited to be here.
Thank you. So was that everyone? Awesome. So, I'm Melanie. I'm the operations co-lead for Blue DAO. And my challenge is right along with everyone else's, overwhelmed, still taking care of myself, my own personal needs while contributing to others, because as women, we love to give. And then then we can fall on the back burner. And a win is I'm also a part of Disruptor DAO. I think I've shared the way that I, know Amy is through a community called Journey to Wealth, which is financial education for women of color. And we were introduced, well, some of us were introduced to Web3 through Amy. And it was just ignited by going to conferences. And so the Journey to Wealth community is launching a DAO called Disruptor DAO. And we had our first presentation this week and introduced women to the space of Web3 and a DAO and enrolling them to join the core team. So that was a win. I wanted to speak to 4 main things that everyone said that was repeated. And any new people into the space, how are they getting educated? Like, I think it was Brittany, onboarding and onboarding new people into the space, influencing contributors, business models, and tools. I know that's a lot and we have 30 minutes. So maybe 1 or 2 people can just speak to that need, something that they can offer to the other person. So as far as I am new to Web3, I'm overwhelmed with information, I have no idea where to start. Has anyone taken units yet? The units course? I know I have it, but I know it's available. Has no one taken it?
I've enrolled for it, and I'm gonna start, I think this week, at the end of this month. So
Okay.
I'll see how it goes.
So Brittany, I wanted to share that. I've not taken it. I don't know if someone can find a link. If not, we can put it in the chat after. But it is a comprehensive introduction into Web3. It's formatted, if you will. I also read random articles and go down rabbit holes. So I think this is a bit more structured. Is there anyone else that can speak to how someone can onboard themselves into learning more with decreasing overwhelm? Okay. So in YouTube University, and there you have it. So we'll get the units link to you. As far as onboarding into the new space, I would be curious. A lot of the women spoke to sharing and essentially enrolling new people into the space, right? Enrolling contributors. How someone who has done that successfully, Marisol or Annalisa, can you share what has been your process as in presenting, your DAO and enrolling contributors?
For sure, I can go first. So for my DAO, what we are doing is to reach out to different DAOs that are aligned with our same mission and just building partnerships. It is important to not only offer them something back, but just making sure they have the same objective that your DAO is creating for, or like your mission, your vision. So in my case, we are a DAO that is trying to onboard 100,000 women from LATAM to Web3. So my target audience is women, South American women, or Central American women who speak Spanish or Portuguese right now, I do like a whole target audience analysis, and that are also noobs to the space, right? They're beginners. So I look at Blue DAO and I look at Hair DAO, for example, and they have these extensions that are their LATAM extensions, like Blue LATAM DAO or Hair LATAM DAO. So I go to the main core of that team and I say, like, look, I have these other partnerships with NFT projects. I'm talking about Web3 right now, but you can also partner with Web2 organizations that can help your mission as well. In this case, it's just partnerships Web3. I reach out to different NFT projects that their profits go towards educational purposes for women on DeFi, on the metaverse, etc. So it's just cold messaging, like cold emails, or being part of their community. Like, I know some of you are new to Web3 and are starting a DAO, but I recommend really joining communities first and making that relationship, understanding what Web3 is as a technology. And when you're creating your DAO, what are you really offering? If you're offering wealth in your DAO, you're talking about DeFi. So you need to be a DeFi expert to communicate that in your mission and your vision, and people are gonna be drawn to you because you know what you're talking about, right? The same with us. Like, we reach out to professionals on the field about education about DeFi, education about the metaverse, Web3 services, blockchain. Marisol from Blu3 DAO, I don't know if she's one of the founders of Epic Queen, which is like an educational course about Web3. So she's from Blu3 DAO, but having her as a partner is essential for our mission because we need people like her to contribute, right? And what we give in exchange for their DAO is a whitelist of 50 NFTs for their community, or 10 spots in our course. What else? If we do an activation, an event in countries that they work with, like Argentina or Mexico, we'll invite their community to assist and to attend, and we'll give them. So it's just giving back and offering that in the partnership side. Then for how we build our community, it's like having a business model, right? So some of you come from marketing, do your market research, understand who your target audience is and how you're gonna simplify your message, clarify your message for that target audience. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, sponsorships. So you wanna start your DAO and you need funding, right? Harmony is not the only protocol that is funding DAOs. All the protocols are. If you're a DAO, you need to be decentralized. That means you need to be blockchain agnostic, right? You need you need to be multi-chain. You need to work with Ethereum, you need to work with Algorand, you need to work with Near. They are all giving grants. Why? Because they all want to onboard and they all want to be inclusive, they all want to be diverse. For example, Algorand protocol right now is looking to expand to South America. So for me, that is a great sponsor to reach out. So I built a proposal for them. If you go into their website, or once you're part of Web3 communities, you're gonna know somebody who works there. It's all about networking, everything, right? So building your network, knowing somebody that works there or is familiar with the persons there. Those sponsors are gonna help you, giving you grants, giving you guidance. Right now, I think Eliza, she wanted to build a proposal for Harmony. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m., they do a call, open call for DAOs. So I would recommend reaching out to them. I have their contact, and you can join that call and look for how do they sponsor DAOs, right? That was my process. I'm still building, we are still building. For contributors, I went to my community and I launched a Google form that said ambassador program, and how it's only in Spanish. Otherwise I would share it. I can share it with the ones that speak Spanish, but it's basically your name, your last name, your email, and how would you like to contribute? And where are you from? And then you get 100 responses of women around all the globe trying to contribute in different areas: marketing, finance, tokenomics, that are huge for DAOs. You need tokenomics. That's gonna help you generate wealth as well. How do you generate wealth for your DAO? Building a core team that knows about finance. I think that's it. for now.
On the way by you as usual. I mean, I could barely write fast enough.
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
No, it's recorded. It's fine. I mean,
It's 7 a.m. here.
no, it's exciting. I just want to recap a couple of things that I thought were really important before you start a DAO. Join communities, learn more yourself, really immerse yourself in the experience. I thought that was really important.
Become proficient, become like, you're not going to become an expert because it's a space that is growing constantly, but it's like building your network. Surround yourself about that subject you want to share to the world about your mission. So if it's DeFi, start using DeFi every day, you know, become really proficient. Surround yourself with people that are veterans in that area. They're going to help you.
That looks like going to events, building relationships, offering support, connecting, networking, making sure your exchanges are mutually beneficial. Kate, do you want to speak to tooling? Because that was an important highlight that Annalisa brought up.
Yeah, so I'm just like throwing so many resources in the chat as well. DAO tooling is really important. We still are figuring it out ourselves, but like it's decentralized autonomous organization. So the autonomous part is, how are we using smart contracts to become more efficient? And right now in our DAO, like, we're doing so many things manually, and it's taking a lot of manpower. It's just like not efficient. So no, you don't rush yourself in to thinking that you have to use DAO tooling right away, but it's just something to start researching, thinking about as you're building your foundation, because especially for us, like, as we keep on growing, it's going to be a lot harder at some point to switch over all of our systems. But we want to choose tooling that also makes sense for our mission. So I did share some resources for DAO tooling. There's the Masari DAO tooling list, and it breaks it down into governance or like organization tooling. Charmverse is super cool. It's like Notion, but and I've just been playing around with it. We're not using it for Blue, but it's like Notion, but everyone attaches their wallet addresses instead of their emails. And then you can put bounties up and pay contributors in your DAO token or in, say, Harmony Ones or whatever tokens. So eventually, when you do have projects that you can pay people, that's an option where you can like list all of your bounties, and then your community members can like log on to it and say, hey, I want to do this bounty. When they complete it, it automatically pays them. So that's the part of the smart contract that's like, you just have to like verify that they've done it, and then the rest is already set up with your multi-sig wallet. So just, start to look into there's tons of DAO tooling. So just start to like look through the list and see what might fit. Snapshot is also awesome it's technically off chain, but for governance voting, where everyone can, in your community, can vote on different proposals. But for that, you also have to think about who is in your community. How are you going to token gate the voting? How do you protect your votes against bad actors who are not in your community that may want to like overthrow your treasury? So I would say with the DAO and choosing tooling, to really not try to rush it and really, take your time, because there's like so much stuff and it's really complicated. So I think it's okay to like, do it at your own pace and really think about the consequences of using specific smart contracts before rushing into them.
Maybe creating a timeline and figuring out, what's the most important one to implement, and implement it one at a time, right? So there's not overwhelm, because whoever's the core team, right, they need to figure out how to use it and then onboard everyone else into using it. Annalisa, there was someone, if I'm not mistaken, in the community that knows someone that works at Twitter. I remember months ago someone mentioning a Twitter issue, and I feel like Patty might have been the one that says that she knows someone that works at Twitter. But maybe put the question in and you'll find, because we had a Twitter, or someone had a Twitter issue, and then I remember seeing a response that, hey, I know someone.
I was the one writing that issue, and Elisa was the one answering me back. However, I thought she misunderstood me, and she thought that I needed like community manager, like I needed someone to help me with Twitter.
With your Twitter, got it.
Yeah. When I actually need someone from Twitter to help us, and I did find 2 developers, but they're like low tier, so they can't actually do anything. And I'm just trying to, like, we're not Elon Musk, nobody's paying attention to us, so they're just not.
Annalise, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I remember, I don't know if it was a Twitter person, but I remember back in the days when this happened with Blue DAO, there was someone in Blue DAO's group that actually helped us to get away with the ban of the account. So I don't know if you maybe can look for the word "I work on Twitter" or something like that in the chat, because you might be able to find that person. It might take you a little bit of time, but it might be worth it, because I remember that person actually helped. So I don't know if you, Mel or Kate, remember that, but I do. So maybe, or maybe if you ask Novelle, she might be able to tell you.
Actually, yeah. Well, Novelle's brother works on Twitter. So, and she reached out to me. However, she didn't follow up, because I think it was like her dad's birthday or something. So I'm gonna reach out again.
Yeah, talk to Novelle, because I know she also like received some help from someone. So maybe that person can also help you, because I know it's important and it's a big loss that we're having right now. So hopefully that person might be able to help you.
Thank you so much.
I'll share one other thing. I don't know if this is a thing in Twitter space, right? I come from e-commerce background and Instagram. A lot of people create backup pages from the very beginning. They'll literally create 2 pages just in case something happens. I don't know if that's a thing in Twitter, but just throwing that out there. Before we move on, Kate, thanks so much for all that information on DAO tooling. That was amazing. Also, I wanted, Eliza, maybe we could work on something as far as marketing and branding. I think marketing and branding is super important. We don't have a ton of time left, but I did want to speak to branding and making sure that, all that wealth of information that Annalisa gave us, in order to expand your mission, share, enroll people, you need to take a decent amount of time to really flesh out your marketing, your branding, your mission, your vision, how you're communicating that with words, with visuals, and making sure in all of the ways that you are communicating, connecting with people, that is present, right? Because everything that we're doing is enrolling people to enjoy and use their sweat and time equity. As we're stating, we don't have the funds to pay. Another thought that came to mind is partnerships. It does seem as though we're always looking for other people in Web3. How do we connect with people in Web2 that have the skills that we are missing, and how do we enroll them into the space? This has been a thought in my mind that I haven't quite got out to the community, but I think it would be great for us to be looking at people who are winning in Web2 that have communities that that they do know how to build business models, and we say, hey, come to the DAO space and help us do this. I think that would be a great way. That was a huge thing that everyone talked about, DAO sustainability and how do we build business models while, we all have tons of, great skill sets. Some of us may not know how to generate income, how to creatively generate income. So I think it would be great to look at people who are winning in Web 2, how do we enroll them? How do we make a mutually beneficial partnership to introduce their community, enroll them, whether to be a contributor or an advisor to us in any way to help us build these business models. And because if we don't know how to do it, like, why drive ourselves crazy trying to figure out something that someone else is already talented at? Just enroll them into our space to do so. And again, and making sure that it's mutually beneficial. If anybody else wants to speak to that, and then we'll kind of end off with JC talking about community building and some of the ways that she has been enrolling in introducing women and being successful at that. Okay, JC,
or I can just, yeah, I think you're
Okay.
really onto something with finding people from Web 2. I think we compare ourselves often to Web 3 people. It's such a small bubble, and we think that we, like, I don't know, it's intimidating sometimes. And I think people force it to be intimidating because there's, I don't know, a weird power dynamic or something. But I think the reason that Web 3 and crypto hasn't been, it's just not approachable, and people like us can actually make it approachable. So yeah, the world is a lot bigger than the current, like, Web3 Twitter. I don't have answers, but I do know that there's, like, a lot of ways to find contributors and then also make a profit by helping people and onboarding people into Web 2. And I think sometimes I know with Blue, we focus sometimes too much on comparing ourselves to what is currently in Web 3 versus looking at the whole big world.
Awesome. 100%. I agree. Thank you for that. JC? Maybe she's not able to.
Or Eliza was going to say something, maybe.
I just have a quick question in relation to that, and a thought that came to mind. I wanted to post in the Telegram group. Is like, I think that at least the world right now is, like, more masculinely run. It's like, I was in a meeting yesterday for Grand Prix, and just the way I was the only woman, and I was, like, overwhelmed. We had to choose a charity to do artwork for, and the guys were like, just choose this charity, and there was, like, no connection to, like, why we wanted to choose that charity. It was just like, we need a charity, let's do this. And anyways, it was a lot of energy that I felt there needed to be more feminine, more women, more equality, more of that other ways of seeing things. And so I'm just curious to see, like, maybe part of the shift, for people to go from Web 2 to Web 3 is women's empowerment, is finding equality in that diversity, and making those changes. Because again, being at that meeting yesterday, I was like, okay, this is not, like, how I see the future. This is not how I see collaboration. And I think Web3 has many assets or many qualities, that we can find that in. And so I'm just wondering if that's, a big aspect of this is, like, the power that a DAO like Blue DAO has is, like, really is really wonderful, and to really bring light to that. And to acknowledge that in this space is really important.
100%. Thank you for sharing. Eliza, I also want you to know that Randy stated earlier she could be of a great resource to you in building out where you are and what you needed regarding your project, okay?
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to her. I was talking to her about something else the other day, so I will look forward to connecting with her. Thank you.
So we have 5 minutes left, but if JC could speak to community, and if you ladies are okay with it, I would love us to end on a breathing session. Everyone spoke to overwhelm. So I asked Angele after JC talks, if everyone, if you don't mind, whoever can stay for just a couple more minutes. We do have to get off this line on time because we have another meeting. But if we can just end off with a breathing session, and Angele is going to lead us in that to release some overwhelm. And also just want to say it's amazing. All of the wins, we share challenges all the time. So I thought it was so great that so many women shared their wins. And I just think it's incredible. And so we're going to wrap it up with JC and then a little breathing if everyone's okay with the breathing.
Hi, everybody. So I just wanted to make a point here. I recently joined Web3 full-time. It means that my job, I'm a community manager. So I build communities, and I recently moved from Web2 SaaS to a DEX, a decentralized exchange in Polkadot. So I've been literally overwhelmed with the amount of information when you join a new technology. It's crazy. For a week, I've been working more than 8 hours just to understand where am I at. But it's something that I noticed, and that we also do here, and that I notice everybody does when they join Web3, is that they cover themselves in these crazy terms of Web3. So for people coming in, it's so difficult because right now I can talk to you about a decentralized exchange and all these things, but sometimes people won't understand that. And I feel like people feel so proud of talking with these crazy terms because they know about it, that they don't realize that what they're actually doing is putting a barrier for people entering in. So I just want to make an invitation, and that's something that we're trying to do with CryptoLingo DAO. Today, we're launching a Spanish video of what is a DAO, and we're like just talking about these basics that we need to understand in order to understand the big picture. But I just want to do like an invitation to everybody. The idea is to share. The idea is that everybody can get in and that everybody can join us. But if we make things complicated, people will be like, you know what, I don't understand that. I don't want to go into that. So when we're talking about other people about this, don't try to like look, sometimes it's maybe not try to look smart, but like sometimes we do it without realizing it. So if we're talking to new people, to onboard new people, we need to talk simple. And I think that's something that we need to work on, because even my boss, regarding what Eliza was saying, I am the second woman in the team, and we're like 20 in this company. And the girl that was there, she was so happy that I was joining because, it's a bunch of men, and now I'm the second woman joining. And my boss actually realized that all the time that he was talking to me, he was talking in this Polkadot Kusama terms. And I was like, sometimes I was like, okay, I wrote a whole list of just words that I didn't understand. So at some point he was like, I might be doing this. He realized, but sometimes we do not. So my invitation right now, just like I'm joining this new ecosystem, I'm learning a lot of things, even though I was in Web3 already, joining a new, thank you so much, Annalisa. But yeah, joining this is like, oh yeah, I'm loving it so far too. But yeah, understanding a new technology can be overwhelming, even for people that are already in there. So let's make things easy for people that are like new to this. And that's my invitation from my experience right now joining Polkadot and Kusama. That's it.
Thank you for that. Before, first of all, congratulations on your job.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. And that was my experience at E3O. During the chat, I was like screenshotting, like, what's that word? What's that word? Who's this? What's that? Who's this? So we know the feeling. So there's a few things that I think that as a collective, we can share information that we already have, or we can collect that I think that would be super helpful. I know that this is going to be quick and then we'll end. I think Randy already has a curriculum. Annalisa has a curriculum. I think that we can create a curriculum, nothing crazy, just a list in a way that makes sense. What is this? What is that? Put a couple of YouTube videos when people come in and they say, I'm confused, I have no idea where to start. So how can we share this? Maybe people can message me on Telegram. If you can just send me your curriculum or something, and we can just build one, right? Who's who? Who's who to know in the space? And so I'm sharing this with everybody. If you know any of these things, if you already have a list, send it and we can just create a centralized place. Who's who to know in the space? Who's the DAOs to know? Who's that's aligned, right? We all have similar missions. Women, people of color, underserved communities. Who's who to know in these spaces? What's the protocols? What's the other DAOs? Who's who in Web 2 to know? Is there anybody that we know in the space that online that is teaching people how to creatively make money? And that's it. That's all I could gather in that short amount of time. But if we can collectively pull these resources together, we can help solve some of the problems that, that people spoke to on the call. That's all I got. Thank you, ladies. This was awesome. Thanks so much for everyone that came and shared. This is what it's about: collectively building, learning, growing, sharing ideas together. And Angela is going to. Oh, thank you. But Kate, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm just happy to be here with everyone. I think it's yeah, we're definitely stronger together, so it's really nice.
Okay. Angela is going to lead us out to shake off some of this overwhelm.
Yes, indeed. All right, ladies, if you're sitting, please plant your feet on the ground if you can. If you're lying down, just lay down and feel the surface beneath you. Plant your feet into the ground, feel yourself connecting with the earth. Elongate your spine, reaching up to light above you. All right, you're going to take a deep breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, slowly. Let your lungs fill up. And on your exhale, just release it. Just let it out. Release your shoulders, press your shoulders into the floor. If you're sitting, if you're lying down, just stretch your arms down. Just release, 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 release. On your next inhale through your nose, if you care to reach your arms up as you inhale. And as you exhale, just let go of all stress and strain, pressing it down, 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 down. Give yourself a shake. Just do some natural breathing. Give yourself a shake. And on your last inhale through your nose, just fill your body and your being with all light. Imagine just light, light, bright light coming into you, into you, into you. And on your exhale, just spread all that light and high vibration all across your tribe, all across the community. And as you breathe naturally, give yourself a wiggle, do what feels comfortable for you. Stretch above your head, reach down to the floor. And imagine that light just encompassing all of you and everything that you touch and move and how you are and be in your being. With that, give gratitude for the day and this time that we're in. I'm so thankful. I wish you ladies an awesome, 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 awesome everything. Everything that we're doing is so awesome. I'm so excited. Be well.
Thank you for that, Angela. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Kate, if you can be sure to save the chat. Okay, awesome. Good day, everyone.
Later. Peace.
Thank you so much. Awesome meeting.
Thanks. Talk to you.